that big Kelly. I can't place it.
Hold on, I'm gonna get her last name.
I thought Crystal, but not Crystal.
Let me see. Cause she's a super dancer. Always on the scene. Kelly fucking.
I was trying to explain to Monique about the difference between club and house.
Oh my God, this is serious difference.
Like when you think club is when you see club to us was a little ghetto.
No, club is like trap music. It was like trap music of our time.
It was the trap music of our time.
It really, really was.
It was.
Miss Tony, how you gonna carry it? We like it. That's when we was at Volcanoes. It's fun.
I remember that club. My mother would go there.
Yes.
But not how. But it was a distinction.
Wow.
It's always been a
Yes.
distinction.
Like my youngest sister was 7 years younger than me. Hey there. Hello. She loves club music, you know, but she hates house music.
What type of love of club music?
What type of club?
Yeah.
Oh, she loved all the Miss Tony, the Volcanoes music, the trap music of her time.
What was Volcanoes?
Volcanoes was 30.
Nope. This was on Pennsylvania Avenue.
Oh.
Greenmount.
Greenmount,
Yes.
Pennsylvania Avenue.
No.
It was, Michelle.
It wasn't on Greenmount, Pennsylvania.
No, it was Greenmount in
By the jail.
North Avenue.
No, it was by the jail. By the
No, I'm thinking of something different. What am I thinking of?
Volcanoes. It was by the jail. Yeah, that was some fun because it was wild.
I remember Volcanoes. I remember it. I've only been to it twice.
Right.
What you mean, like one way in and one way out?
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I used to get in there.
I remember Volcanoes.
Volcanoes,
Oh, yes.
the radio stuff. So think, you know, like Melba's or whatever, they would always have the radio people in.
Was it a dress code? Was it a dress code?
Yes, you couldn't wear like athletic wear. A lot of that was enforced because back in the day we used to dress up to go to the club.
I saw.
And we would get dressed up and look cute.
So just understand, when we're having conversations, club is not what we're talking about. We're talking house.
Right.
Two totally separate things. You will go have people that love house that'll go to a vet, and if they playing club, they will walk right on out.
Right. I don't care for club. I mean, I like it because I'm from Baltimore, so it's great for Baltimore. But I don't. Like
No, I can take about 10 minutes of it.
It's
and I'm
like
out.
trap music.
Why? Is it like it's too fast?
It's
or?
too fast.
It's not.
It's bullshit.
Oh no. It's fine.
Totally different.
Wait a minute, like Frank Ski, he was the king of club music at the time. You know Frank Ski?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he was very, very instrumental in, you know, incorporating or really differentiating between club and house music. Mm-hmm. You know, so house music you would find in Fantasy, Paradox, of course. What else was there at that time? 32nd Street Plaza?
32nd Street Plaza. That's what I'm thinking when I
But
think
that was a
about
mix
Volcanoes.
then.
It was both.
Yeah, you get a little bit. But if you really want to house it, you had to go to Fantasy.
Remember Martin's West had that.
And there was no club. We didn't get dressed up to go there because we was sweating.
What? It's too hot in there?
In Club Fantasy? Oh yeah, because it was on the second floor. It's a big building. You had to walk up these huge stairway to get up to the main dance floor. So we'd be up there jumping, you feel the floor swing and shit.
Oh no.
Yeah, you'd be up there burning up. Yeah. You would try to be cute. But.
Did y'all? Was it house parties like heavy? Even though
It
it
was
clubs?
interesting. House parties kind of like waned. It kind of like waned away.
Yeah.
It waned away.
In the 80s, yeah, because shit started getting violent. You know.
In the club? In the house?
Out in the streets. You
So you
know?
didn't want them in your house per se?
Right. I mean, the streets got violent, and people started to, you know, people would stop in. You know, there was a time when you could crash a house party, but now you might fucking get killed. You know. I mean, people did have parties, but there were just certain people that would have big house parties that they had. Chris Allen, a good friend of mine.
How was that person's house parties?
Wow.
Phenomenal. Legendary.
Because of
He is the grandson of the first black judge of Maryland.
okay.
Yeah, so his name was his grandfather's name, Milton Allen. So they live in historic Winter Hills. That's where I live. They had they have a beautiful house. This family still lives there now. So it was a lot of land, there's plenty of parking, and I lived up the street, so it was not uncommon for it to be like 500 kids.
500. Oh, he said he got a sizable house.
A very sizable
Very
house.
sizable
It is
house.
all, it's kind of in the cut, and it was the judge's grandson, so it was a lot of leeway given. But it was definitely the high times of the Huxtable age in the 80s. It was, because we were like, we smoked weed, we all got cars, yay, we were living,
Was it like was it, I guess, popular because you never know, or you knew who would be there, so it was almost like exciting to figure out what that person would do, dance like, dress like?
Well, yeah, I mean, this was all pre-cell phone, so there were phone calls that were had, there were conversations.
Right.
So we knew what was happening, so we knew what to expect, and we were all looking forward to it. He would have iconic parties.
And there was a distinction too, because you had like different sets. It was like the preppy boys,
The preps and the yos, my
And
God,
the
they were really
yos.
aging ourselves.
Who's yours?
yos.
Who's yours?
Yos, okay.
A young boy.
This is when athletic wear first hit the scene.
Right.
So keep in mind the late 80s, we were all getting out of high school. You're like, either you wearing OP
Now,
and
she's
Izod.
late 80s. I'm middle 80s.
I came out of high school in 87. So either you got Izod on and Polo or whatever the fuck, or you have on Adidas. So hence the Yo Boys or the Preps.
Yes.
Or the Punk Rockers, which I
Punk
chose
Rockers.
later on.
Yeah, punk rockers. You had
The
Preps.
Yos and the Preps.
and then you had yo boys.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't yo ladies.
No, you
It was
just
Yo
either,
Boys.
you either
Why,
you
though?
were yo. There was some chicks that got down though.
Yes, but you didn't say
They-
that. We just didn't even like acknowledge
You're like,
it. It was
okay.
like,
You could be like, oh yeah, she dressed like a yo. But it wasn't detrimental. It was just like she just wears, like Charlie Rudo's. I don't know if you know.
I heard it was a Charlie Rudo's at
Right,
Old Town
yeah.
Mall.
At Mondawmin, that was the
Old
place
Town
where you
Mall.
could get. It was like the first place to sell all your athletic wear.
Okay.
So there was no athleisure wear. There was athletic wear that black people was choosing to put on, and they would go to
and it was
Charlie.
interesting. It was even like a class distinction because if you were a yo boy, that meant that you probably went to private school. I mean, a prep. It means you went to private school. It kind of meant that your people had a little bit of money.
I mean,
You kind of like distinguished yourself.
It was classes.
Yeah,
it was.
very classy.
As a yo, I would assume a yo was like, you probably went to, the raw rough stuff.
Right. That's what she's saying. The
Oh,
yos were dressing for in case they needed.
And it would go, I'm going out with a yo boy. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
They
ew.
would steal your jacket.
Yeah. yeah. It was crazy. It was crazy. I was a punk rocker county girl.
Okay.
Yes. It was crazy.
It was crazy.
But I was a punk rocker. It was like this interesting. It wasn't too much distinction from punk rockers and prep. But it was a big distinction between punk rockers, prep, and yo boys. If you were a yo boy, that meant sort of kind of like you were. I don't know how to describe it. You were maybe dealing with drugs. You didn't have like an education per se. You weren't really going anywhere. Yo boys were like.
I mean, they would dress nice. We still like them, but they was probably doing some man business. Like we would also go to rhythm skate. Now that's his precursor. My God, that was
Rhythm
Oh,
skate.
God.
I know. Now I'm really.
What's that rhythm skate?
God,
My mom
girl.
told me about Ambassador.
Well, the what?
The Ambassador was a skating rink. Up Liberty Heights.
Oh, you saw the building in Savannah now. I never went to that one, but I went to
One in Pates Mill.
no, Rhythm Skate was now where the Empowerment Temple is.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Rhythm skate.
And so they would have DJs come in. We didn't skate. You would dance. So from
I like that.
83 to 85, it was like serving as a disco.
Yeah, rhythm
An
skate.
underage, yep. And so Maurice, the guy I was talking about, he played there. I mean, a lot of DJs played there because we were all young. Everybody was young, so it was not uncommon to see your peer, on the turntables back then.
Did they have discos? I know that was like a New York thing, but did they have discos here?
Yeah,
Well,
that was what Rhythm Skate was.
Initially, that's what you called them. You call them the disco. Like, I remember them calling them the discos in 79, 80, 81. But by the time that house music really started getting on the scene, you would call it a house party.
Yes, like tonight it's a house party. We call it a house party. Oh, there's another great party too that if you want to really go see people get it in. Elevation. It's a monthly party that happens at Made in Choice. That's with DJ Biscuit. It's a nice party.
That's a street or a road, right?
Made Choice. It's a street. It's in Arbutus.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the best house music party that happens on a monthly basis in Baltimore. So just for the quality of the music, the dedication of the crowd, people come to it. Now it's hot as hell. It literally is the 10th level of hell in there.
10th level of hell.
As far as the heat goes, I don't care what time of year it is.
Is it because there's so many people in there?
Because it's very crowded, and it's the place is called the Cellar, and so it's like downstairs.
You would think it would be cool.
No, now we got 150.
And these
gyrating
people, when you gotta remember, when you talk about house music, you have people that are followers as well as people that are initiators. And when they come to dance.
Right. They don't drink the bar. This is why you can't have a whole lot of house music parties. Nobody drinks.
And a lot of them, and I hate to say it, even some are the ones that are going through recovery or have gone through recovery because they went through that age in Baltimore where they got addicted. Which is what us, but and so they don't have a lot of revenue generated through alcohol sales.
What's the difference between a disco and I guess I don't know, y'all said what y'all said?
A house party?
Yeah.
Well, disco is gonna be other music.
Yeah.
A house party, they're not complaining about house music.
Okay.
Yeah, I was telling Monique, I was like, how dare you say a house music party and play club?
Right. Nobody
You
wants to
will
hear
get
that.
stoned.
Nobody wants to hear that.
You
Nobody
get
wants to hear
stoned.
Miss Stoney at the house music.
No.
party.
That's awful. That's like when club was the stuff, and then you try to play like out of town music. It's like people.
Oh no, you
shut down.
would get stoned. The DJ would get stoned. You cannot play club music at a house music party.
I think I remember that, like being in the club, and when they threw on like DC music, everybody would like leave and walk into another room or something.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Immediately. Immediately.
I feel like go-go, I didn't like it before, but now going to New Orleans,
go-go.
it kind of sounds like it's all whatever. You don't like go-go?
If I go to a house music party and I want to hear house and I hear go-go, I'm leaving.
Not even one or two songs slide in there?
What you think, Michelle?
I mean, I like go-go only because I'm from the DMV, so I don't mind it. But I'm not gonna sit and listen to it for 2 hours unless it was a band, and I'd be like, okay, great, But no, because I don't particularly, want to hear it all the time. Oh, so like this is. Like this is house music, and this is club music. It's a whole different, and especially it has that.
No,
it's club music. It's club music.
No, we're not listening.
It almost sounds like
the
visual
like
body language.
No,
it's kind of like you using your body in.
No,
you can drag it and speed it up.
I would leave.
No.
You couldn't. So if you wanted to, you couldn't dance.
I mean, I could
to
dance
this.
to this, but I don't want to listen.
I don't want to.
This is sick. Right.
Is it because it got words?
No. It's this. It's that.
Oh, I feel like that's kind of like for like the 10, 12, 14, 16-year-olds.
But this is the basis.
It's
of club
super
music.
fast.
Super high BPM.
It reminds me of like a DDM or a techno. As fast as it is.
Yeah, I can't do that. House music has a soulfulness and a love to it, and a sexiness and a sensuality.
What's your favorite house music songs?
Ooh, so many.
All right, give me 10.
I would have to say Crystal Waters.
I mean, as the jump off.
As the jump off. And I listen to it anytime. And over the past 30 years, it still makes me feel.
Let me see. Throw it on. Let me see.
You got?
No, we connected.
Is she still making music?
Crystal Waters? No, that's a good question.
I feel like she should be getting royalties. I think everybody loves that song still.
It's a great song. And then my next one would have to be Fuck That Chem remix. You know which one I'm talking about?
Sure.
The Chem remix. Love. Chem remix. Yeah, this is what started it all.
Yeah, this is what started it.
What the house saying?
Yeah. 1991, 80. No, it was produced in the late 80s, early 90s. But when I heard this, I was just like, it was interesting. It was like, I think disco kind of like morphed into house. Do you think?
Yes.
I remember going to discos.
I agree.
And then it kind of like morphed into house.
Oh, this is another good one. Black Coffee is a prolific producer whom I'm currently very much in love with.
Like,
Yeah, that song that's got me caught out here recently too.
Maurice did this?
What about this song? I feel like this song is like light and airy.
And the guy I was talking about, Maurice, Spin, Tommy Davis, Wayne Davis, all of them had their hands in this song. When they were all just working as the Basement Boys, putting music out. So this was a jump off for a lot of them, for most of them.
This is iconic. Like, this is sort of kind of like, if you wanted to juxtapose it to like R&B, this is like the Temptations coming out with That Girl or something. Or not, or something like that. This is like the jump off of house music involved this song. It's not club though.
It's not club.
Totally different.
It's totally different. The less than BPMs, soulful.
I hear beatboxing in this. Like a beatbox. Like you can do that with your mouth.
This is before that.
I don't think they're beatboxing it.
You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like it though.
Like you can do that with your mouth. It's almost like I think it's boom, skip to the dot. That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
It was interesting because then, some songs in the 80s that were white songs kind of morphed into house music to like...
They did a lot of that.
Like what? Like, If you wanna ride...
Yes. Queen.
Ride the white... You never hear that?
Mm-mm.
You never heard that song?
I probably
Who did that song, Michelle? That was the
White Lies.
White Lies it was, right?
Well, no, White Lies. No, that was by a rap group.
What neighborhoods in the city were the loudest?
Well, again, pre-cell phone, I think everybody's neighborhood was live. I know mine was. Because Chris Allen was my neighbor and he always had dope parties.
Like Cherry Hill or the White Lock area.
First of all, you would never go.
First of all, I would never go to Cherry Hill or to White Lock. It is not what it is right now, Lord.
No.
I wanted to live to see another day.
Hell no.
And all right, what period are you saying you would never go to Cherry Hill?
Okay, remember this, Michelle?
Yes, exactly. Through the 80s and well into the early 90s.
Is that because of the drugs thing?
Drugs and crime, same with the White Lock.
No, if my mother ever knew I was in Cherry Hill, I would die.
Same with White Lock, same with that whole area over there. Definitely drugs and crime, definitely.
What about the Wahlberg area?
Definitely.
Kites,
And I live behind Warwick Junction. So absolutely, it's still wild even right now, absolutely.
That's crazy because a lot of these areas, as far as the visual of the homes, it look like that wouldn't even be. Like Gerson, Willbrook, sizable homes, Park Heights, sizable homes.
Park Heights, White Lock, Cherry Hill, Walbrook,
But they're all rented now. There was a time when there were families in there.
Mm-hmm.
But then those families left, they were bought out, and now they're like apartments. People are renting those houses. Yeah. So.
What about like Emerson Avenue?
I mean, it's up and coming, yeah, but there's still crime.
But back in the day,
it was still bad.
Like, it's like, I think everybody went to the harbor, or yeah, we went to the harbor, or we went to the harbor. Now you might be too young for Pasquale's.
Pascal's?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't go to Pascal's.
Yeah, that was right. No, Giovanni's.
I was too young.
That was right up here, where across the street from BCCC.
Yeah.
Now I remember going there
Mm-hmm.
in '82.
Was the Palladium always the Palladium?
No, the Palladium wasn't there. This is.
I went to my prom there.
But the Palladium wasn't there.
No, it's new.
It was. That's fairly new.
I went to my prom there in '87. It was new. Yeah.
What about the schools? Did the schools come to certain clubs and you're like, oh, they have their groups? Like how you
Now
said, the
Gilman,
youth prep,
yeah, I remember partying at Gilman.
Yeah, because back then high schools would have parties for kids. It was a regular basis to have discos at school. I went to Western, so Poly Western would have, they open up the huge cafeteria, and they would happen like once a month almost.
Yeah,
We
it
would
was
have-
parties,
Yeah.
at schools. But everybody knew, even though Gilman was a white school,
The parties
they
were black.
The parties were
Because
black.
I've been to
They
those
came
parties
from
too.
all over.
Yeah, citywide high schools. It was a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand why kids don't do it now, but when I was in high school, we always had parties to go to.
It was a party at Gilman. It's gonna be a party at Calvin Hall.
Yeah,
It's gonna be.
Loyola.
Mm.
Yeah.
What about like the Dunbars and the Douglases, the Southern?
See, if it was one there, I wouldn't be
No,
going.
it was more like the citywide schools or the private schools, rather.
Okay.
They probably did have parties at Dunbar, but nobody. I wasn't.
Not in the
going.
city? No?
City I think did, or they would come to the Poly Western because it was so big,
Mm.
And it
Give me
was,
another song, Michelle.
what's your song?
That's crazy. It's funny that the mood or the opinion about certain things is still the same. Sounds like a separatism or something.
That's that black coffee. Come with you.
Oh, come. I was talking about older ones.
Older one. George Benson. You can do it, baby. It's a good one.
That's crazy. Because most of the time, the synopsis is like people from the county just want to be in the city all the time, and vice versa.
Oh yeah, no. People in this county wanted to be in the city, but they still wanted to be safe. So it was like, yeah, we think we bad, but we not going to White Lock.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we think we bad, but we not going to Park Heights. Yeah, we think we bad, but we not going to Cherry Hill.
Yeah.
Did y'all have reunions heavy?
No, the reunion thing didn't come until later.
Yeah.
Because I know they was doing neighborhood reunions for a while until things just started getting crazy.
I can't say that.
No, and block parties, it was like, if you don't know them, you not going.
No.
Was that more of a you not coming to somebody else's area type stuff?
It was that. It was because I lived in the county, like I said. Michelle didn't live in the county, but I feel like if we had known each other back then, I probably would have been very comfortable rolling.
I don't know. At that age, a couple of years made a difference. I
Yeah,
was
it
too
did.
young to go to Giovanni's and Pascal's.
Yeah,
But I was sneaking in the signals. I got myself a pump card and all
Okay.
that.
But I left the country when I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
So I had been to all the clubs before I was 18. It was not unnormal for you to be 15, 16 years old as a young woman going to these clubs. Not at all. And there would be grown men in there.
So how did you like sneak there? Is it like fake ID or
You
rouge
didn't
or
sneak,
dress up
you
a
just
certain
looked
way?
good.
Oh,
Right. I had a fake ID.
I didn't
was
have a
17
fake ID.
I had a fake ID at 17. So.
What was the attire? Like I know when I was going to the club, like it was a whole. You got the music bumping straight out the shower. You got your clothes laying out on the bed.
Yeah.
It's a whole ceremony to get ready for the club.
Yes. Got your girlfriends over there.
Pack in the car.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that is correct. That is the.
I think I tried to get the I was going into my own style. So, and as a person that had been deemed as talking white, and as a person that grew up listening to Crosby, Stills and Nash, Linda Ronstadt, Fleetwood Mac,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I listen to. I know every song by probably white people from 74 to 83. Like, I know that whole genre.
So it sounded like it was cultured, according to other people.
Yeah, so, you know, I remember one time I was dating this boy in East Baltimore. I think I told you.
That's East Baltimore sounds rough in general.
East Baltimore, and my mother did. He was injured. He was a basketball player at Calvert Hall? No,
But St.
Mount
Francis?
St. Joe.
Okay.
This is a classic. I Get Lifted, Barbara Tucker. Alternate Tay ended up doing a remix of this.
Oh, Kentucky.
And speaking of Alternate Tay, you probably should talk to her as well. She's from Baltimore, and she's made her whole life doing house music, of course. So she's having a sugar party tonight. That's all age, and that's a monthly party too. That happens. What's the name of the place on Charles Street, right next between the Depot and Club Charles. What's between the Depot and Club Charles? You know what I'm talking about on Charles Street?
You had to say.
You know where the theater is on Charles Street? It's right across the street.
Okay.
So it's
By the garage, something like that?
huh?
By the garage? And that,
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah,
Right there,
right
it's between Club Charles and Depot.
what about the, because I was asking her about Blue Caribbean, and I went to 4229 a couple times before. You ever been to like,
It's different. Blue Caribbean had a whole different vibe to it. Because Blue Caribbean back then, and even when I was born in the 90s, you better not be gay.
oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You better not be gay up in the Blue Caribbean.
I was saying that when I was talking to somebody. I was like, I don't know if I was just supposed to experience it, but I definitely didn't morph into something else when I was in there. But I know that they not with it, but I ain't really get no static when I was in there.
Yeah, they back then, it was like, what? You know, it was very, very linear. You know, when you go to Jamaican clubs and something, it's just very linear. I don't know about now, but back then,
Did you have fun outside of whatever their normal conference was?
yeah, I did. I had a good time. Basically, I was single at that time. I had already had my kids, so it was like in the 90s, in the late 90s, when I moved back and I started going to Blue Caribbean, the early 2000s.
This is Strings of Life, the classic, by the way.
The strings?
Strings of Life. This got my whole life when I was in Frostburg as a freshman.
That college is so far.
Hmm?
That college is so far.
I had a great time. And I went up there with a DJ that would turn out to be a prolific DJ. I went to school with him, so we had great parties because he was the best DJ. Turned out to be a terrible person, but a fantastic DJ. So it was wonderful. So we got all the good music. Jack Your Body, that was great.
Jack Your Body, yeah.
I had this on a 90-minute cassette.
Oh, yes.
Cassette tape.
90
Jack
minutes
Your Body.
of Jack,
Oh,
Jack,
wait.
Jack Your Body, Jack.
Oh, wait. What's the one and does the song that has the whole monologue about Jack?
Oh, this is House Nation.
House Nation. Have you heard that song? Okay, let me see if I can.
Oh yeah, it's all this.
I've had fun at college parties. Like my ultimate college party, I loved Howard Homecoming.
Did you? How old are you?
About to be 35.
Oh, that's a wonderful age. It is.
You sound like I'm a baby.
I mean, I'll be 51 in January, so maybe.
Oh, so art. I feel like a party is a party, or maybe, or no.
House Nation, right?
Like a party is a party. Whether it's like college party, club scene party. You probably see all the same people. I feel like.
Well, if you stay here long enough in Baltimore, without question, see the same people.
Who had the best parties? Because I know the promoter thing was real heavy years ago.
Oh my.
Like what names they had the best parties?
You know what? I can't say that I dialed into the promoters because the locations were iconic. You know, I mean, I was sneaking out of the house to go to Odell's. You know, by the time.
You said Odell's?
By the time fantasy hit the scene, I was already in college, so I would come home for the weekend and go fantasy. And then.
What about the Gatsby's? Because it's like right around.
Oh, I remember
Gatsby's, of course, Signal. This was the same time as Odell's. So then. Volcanoes, all of this now. I'm an adult, I'm 21. Volcano's definitely, 32nd Street Plaza, Melba's. You know, these were all the places that we would go. Hammerjacks was now that's keep in mind Frank Ski.
What about any of the stores? Did y'all like patronize any of these merchants before you went to the club? Like, all right, I'm gonna get my hair done at Flair, and then I'm gonna shop at Charlie Rudo's. Then I'm gonna
Absolutely, I used to go to Dead Set on Garrison Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
Go get my hair done. That was the salon to go to. Nails weren't really a thing at that point, but definitely a haircut was something good. You know. What do you?
Oh no, I can't hear. That's why.
You never shopped on Pennsylvania Avenue? I heard a bunch of stories about that being the place to go get everything you could get.
You could, on Monument Street, because my grandmother was on the east side, so every now and then I would traipse over to Monument Street and do some shopping.
I feel like I feel a way about not really being able to see the greatness of Old Town Mall. I mean, I've watched some video, but it never was like live at the mall.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and burst your bubble. It never really was fantastic. They kind of put it together as like, go, and then it immediately went to shit. So it was never like, oh, I'm gonna go to Old Town Mall. The vision was never realized. Yeah.
And everybody like Old Town Mall.
Right. No, it was never realized.
Is it because you don't want to go in the city?
No. Keep in mind, I was on the west side and the east side. My grandmother lived on Oliver and Collington, hence me going to Monument Street. So yeah, I could go to Old Town Mall, but there was nothing there. It was, I mean, it never was. I mean, it just looked like it could be, but it was never anything that.
Yeah, it was
viable.
never.
It was never like Monument Street or Pennsylvania Avenue or Howard Street. Howard Street used to be very lively.
Okay.
That's where everybody would go to get their gold and, you know, all your little name necklaces and your name belts and shit.
My mother got a pair of boots at Old Town Mall for me. I remember. They had fur in them.
Okay.
That was it.
I have to get ready to go, friend.
I appreciate you getting. I think I enjoy every time I've been asking people about the past. They immediately get excited, and it's like a whole energy, almost like a flashback.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, I had a
exactly
great
what it
time. My childhood here was coming up as a young person. But like I said, it was the high times of the Huxtable times, you know. We thought that black people could do whatever. We just
And
moving
you have to
around
remember,
unfettered.
we're the children of we're the first children born of the civil rights.
Mm-hmm.
Us.
Like that, we didn't have any racism issues. Baltimore, the white people stayed in Hamden. They minded their business. We just didn't go over there. Great. We had plenty of places to go. We were.
It's like they didn't even exist.
Right. It was the best of times. I mean, it
They
really,
didn't
really
even
was.
exist to
It
us.
didn't.
It was just
I'm just not going to Hampton for what? I have no reason to go. I'm not going to go to Towson for what?
No.
I have everything I need right here. So.
We just didn't even deal with white people.
And it was fine. And
Yeah.
You couldn't go, or you
just
like,
didn't want to deal with it. It's like
You just
you
didn't
really
have to.
didn't. You didn't have to deal with white people.
If I had to go to the mall, I can go to Mondawmin.
You worked. Well, if you went to work or had a job
Right,
or something.
go out to
maybe.
Owens Mills. I mean, you know, there was the heydays of
Now I grew up
money
around
and-
white people, but I think that was the reason why I was always trying to get into the city. Is because I was trying to get away from them.
okay.
Well, there wasn't none here.
No.
It was wonderful. It was a great time. I loved it. Like I said, I was Denise Oxford.
You could not find no white people around Druid Hill.
Absolutely
Oh
not.
my God! When I first saw a white person around Druid Hill walking the dog, I almost passed.
You didn't see no Mexicans. You
When
didn't
was
see
this,
no
though?
Asians.
When was this? Because I know they were
This
telling me
is
this
like
was
10
like
years
a
ago.
Russian Jew area. A lot of this Russian Jews
In the
in the like
Park
Bolton
Heights.
Hill,
Yeah, maybe
Reservoir Hill,
Upper Park Heights.
in the Reservoir Hill, Bolton Hill area.
No, it was actually abandoned and drug infested for a really,
It was
really.
drug infested.
Reservoir Hill was shitty.
It was shitty.
It was that whole White Lock. It was part of their plan, I'm convinced. But
It
yeah,
was
shitty.
it was terrible. I've never and
Nobody wants to live in
I've
Reservoir
never
Hill. You're like,
seen anything like that thus far in Baltimore, like White Lock was. I was trying to explain to the people I co-work with about White Lock because we have to go there, and I was like, "You don't understand."
Mhm.
It
used to be
was
really
like
bad. I'm talking about
zombies,
trash, all the abandoned buildings, the dope boys out on every corner. It was like Little Beirut over there. It was wild. You didn't go over there for what? It's fucked up.
It was fucked up.
The park used to be really fucked up.
Fucked up.
25 years ago.
You mean Drew Hill?
You ain't going no
Yes.
Drew Hill. You would if you went like I I went. My parents took me 40 years ago, but my parents stopped going to Druid Hill
Right. It was trash.
like early 80s. They were like,
We would go drive, our cars during the day, but you couldn't enjoy the park. It was overgrown. It was dirty. There were no festivals or anything like that in the park. Nope. So.
Nope. And it was like, I remember I had my first kiss, real kiss in the park, right? Over there with a dude that was getting ready to go into the military.
Was that pool open? At the time
Pool was open,
but you didn't go.
No, not the one that's here now, but the one that's back in there, and it's already grown in and filled in and all that stuff. I think it was like the first park for us.
I never went
pool
to
for
that.
us.
I never went to that pool. I would go to park pool.
Okay.
We went to park pool, and it still was like, I have a very, very good friend. She's my best friend, and even now she's just like, yeah, I'm not going to those parks. I was like, but wait, you gotta see. She's
They're
like,
nice now, but back then they didn't. They weren't nice.
no.
It was like yikes.
What was the good part of the city then?
The good part?
The harbor.
The harbor. I mean, it was brand new, and we hung out there a lot. They let kids hang out. I never have any memories of being like harassed by the police.
Nope.
We would just wander up and down.
We
And
just go on the promenade,
Yeah,
go
just
back
walk
and forth, look at who's got on what,
Yeah.
who's who, who's that.
Yeah.
That was
I
it.
mean, this is all pre-cell phone, so you had to find out if somebody having a party, go to a central location, such and such having a party. Oh, say what? Yeah, which is crazy.
And people
right?
had remember the boom boxes? They had the boom boxes down at the harbor, carrying them. That was fun. That was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, you're right. We flash back to all of those when times were simpler.
And what years were these again?
83, 82, 83, 84, 85. I was out and then I left.
This is the mid 80s for me. So think high school 83 or 84 to 87. It was a good time.
It sounded like when the 90s hit, things just went awry.
Well, of course they went awry.
When crack hit.
You crack it.
When crack hit. And crack changed the entire landscape of Baltimore. The entire landscape. Like the mid 80s when it really started.
Right after, really, like you said, the late 80s, 88, 89, 90, shit just went from like, what?
Like what?
What happened?
You would see people
Start
like.
seeing your friends start to fall off. Shit
I
got
had left the country and I came back and I had my son in 89 and I remember just going, what the hell happened?
Right.
And then I came back in 92 and I was like, what the hell keeps on happening?
Yeah, by 92 it was buck wild crazy.
It was buck
And I
wild.
was a correctional officer at that time, so I was just like, yeah, I ain't going to work to get this money. And then,
And then 97, I moved back permanently and you saw the residuals.